Welcome guys. We have already discussed chemical kinetics. In that case, we come across rate of reaction, order of the reaction, molecularity, and the difference between order of the reaction and molecularity with differential equations. Now we proceed for integrated rate equation. As we know, the rate of the reaction is depending upon the concentration of the reaction which giving the product. That means the rate depends upon the concentration of the reactant molecules in which the concentration decreases to form the product, where the concentration of the product increases. So the rate is dx by dt, that is the concentration, molar concentration of any one of the reactant is decreasing that is directly proportional to the concentration of the reactants, that is concentration of A and concentration of B. So to get the value of rate constant K, where K is known as the proportionality constant or rate constant, where K is proportionality constant or it is known as rate constant. So in that cases, the time dependent upon the reaction proceeds, that means the concentration of any one of the reactant is decreasing, which is equivalent to any one reactant of the product. That gives the rate of the reaction. So in that cases, we have to study so many reactions, that is sometimes we know the reaction between chlorine and hydrogen in presence of light forming 2HCl. In that cases, the concentration does not depend upon any concentration term of the reactants. That is why it is known as zero order reaction. Similarly, as we know, the concentration of any one of the reaction is decreasing, that forms the product. It is known as first order reaction. First order reaction means it is containing one molecule only whose concentration is decreasing. And another is depending upon two molecules, that is ethyl acetate with sodium hydroxide forming sodium acetate and ethanol. That means it depends upon two concentration terms, ethyl acetate and sodium hydroxide. That is why it is second order. So we will confine within these three first order reactions. So in that cases, only we derive what is the integral rate equations. We consider first zero order reactions. The reactions are like that hydrogen and chlorine reacts together to form the hydrochloric acid, and ammonia dissociates to form nitrogen and hydrogen in presence of platinum vapor. So, in that cases it does not depend upon the concentration of the reactions. That is why the rate of reaction, that is equal to let us take any reaction A forming the product. That is why the concentration of A is decreasing, forming the product. So, the concentration decreases means it is a negative sign. So, that is directly proportional to the concentration of the reactant. So, the rate is depending upon the concentration of the reaction. What is that? That is 0, as because it is 0 order. So, now taking the same terms to same side, where K0 is 0 order rate constant. Where we can take it here K0 and A to the power 0 means this concentration is not depending upon the reactants. So, now to get the value of the rate constant K0, we have to integrate both the sides. So, integration so it has got the boundaries. When time is 0, the concentration is taken as A0. When time is t, the concentration is A. So, it is the value A0 to A after integration K0 to t plus doesn't. So, here we can minus or K0 equal to 1 by T A0 minus A. So, in that case what happens? As we have seen that it depends upon the linear equation of a straight line. In that case T is directly varies with the concentration. If we will take the plot of concentration versus the time, it gives a straight line. Time and concentration. So, it is giving a straight line, that means it does not depends upon the concentration, it is a straight line and parallel to x axis. So, what will be the value of or the characteristics of these first 0 order reactions? Now, we will proceed characteristics. Characteristics of this. So, as we know that the concentration versus time, first point, the plot of concentration versus time gives a straight line. Gives a second point, considering the half-life period of this. Half-life period, what is half-life period? Half-life period is the time taken to reduce the concentration of its half. That means if the time is T half and the concentration is equal to A by 2, half of the amount reacted. So, substituting this value, in that case, in last equation, T half is equal to 1 by K0 A0 minus A0 by half. So, it will give its value A0 by 2 K0. So, you see that it is the value of half-life period which depends upon the initial concentration, or it is inversely proportional to the it is directly proportional to the initial concentration, or K0 or rate constant K0 is also inversely proportional to half-life period. So, both are interlinked. Third thing, considering the unit, what is the unit? As because there are two concentration terms and time is in any days, minutes, like that. So, it is concentration of time. So, the rate constant depends upon the concentration upon time, or it is mole per liter per time, that is equal to mole into liter inverse into time inverse. So, 3 points are necessary for its characteristics, that is of zero order reactions. Now, coming to first order rate reactions. First order rate reactions. What are the first order rate reactions? That means it depends upon one concentration term, A giving the product. So, let us take examples. Hydrogen peroxide forming water and oxygen, oxalic acid forming carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, water, nitrogen pentoxide forming NO2, it will be ammonium nitrate. Like that. Sorry, it is 2H2O plus nitrogen. So, you see here, in all these cases, one concentration term is involved whose concentration is decreasing with respect to time. That means the rate, taking a general equation, dA by dt whose concentration is decreasing is directly proportional to concentration, initial concentration, or dA by dt is equal to K1. K1 here is taken as a first order rate constant, where K1 is first order rate constant. Or dA by dt minus K1, or dA taking the same terms to same side, so to find out the rate constant, first order rate constant, this equation is to be integrated. Let us take equation 1. Okay. So, or this value will be ln A minus K1 t plus an integral constant. To find out the integral constant, we have to take some boundary. When time is 0, the concentration is A0, that is initial concentration. So, substituting this, we will have ln A0 equal to K10 plus I. Therefore, I is equal to ln A0. Substituting the value of integral constant I in the equation 3, we will obtain ln A equal to minus K1t plus ln A0, or K1t equal to ln A0 minus ln A. Converting into natural logarithm, K1t equal to 2.303 log A0 minus log A, or K1 first order rate constant equal to 2.303 by time log A0 is log A. This is the expression for first order rate constant. So, in which we have to find out same thing, the characteristics. Characteristics of first order rate kinetics. As we have taken, first the rate is directly proportional to the concentration. What does it mean? That means if you will take a plot of rate versus concentration, that is concentration and rate. So, it is giving a straight line passing through the origin. passing through the origin. That means it is linear equation. Second point, if we will consider the equation 4, plotting concentration versus time, that is log A versus time. The plot of log A versus time. So, in that case, it is also giving a straight line like this with different points, and when it intersects this axis, that is giving the initial concentration A0. So, from that we can find out the value of initial concentration A0 from the plot, the value of initial concentration calculated, and that is from the intercepts, and this slope anywhere the slope will give the value of minus k1 by 2.303 or k1 equal to minus 2.303 into the slope. So, the rate constant can be calculated from this equation like this. Third point, you see, same as that in the case, it is 2.303 by T log A0 by A, or it is minus 2.303 by T log A by A0. This is equation 5. You see that both the concentration terms are divided. So, concentration term is eliminated, only the time it is in the inverse position, that is the K1 rate, the unit of first order rate constant is time inverse. Another case, half life period, same thing. Considering the half life period, K1 is equal to minus 2.303 by T, it is T half, or T half equal to 2.303 by K1 A0 by A0 by 2, or that is equal to 2.303 by K1 log 2. That gives the value 693 by K1. So, it is a fixed constant quantity, that means the half life period is inversely proportional to the rate constant, or it is a constant term. So, these things shows the characteristics of first order rate constant. Another last point, in that case the rate as it is depending upon the concentration of the initial concentration, that is why it gives the proportionate value of the concentration with respect to time bound. So these are the characteristics of first order rate kinetics. Now, as we have learned all these things, how we will determine the order of the reaction of any reaction, so that the determination of order of reaction. Determination of order of reaction. How we will determine the order of reaction of any kind, any type. The first is using differential method. Differential method. In that cases, as you have obtained the zero order reaction, rate is directly proportional to the concentration. For first order, rate is directly proportional to the concentration. For second order, similarly, the rate is directly proportional the square of the concentration. So it is in the general form. In general, we obtain that the rate of any kind is directly proportional to concentration to the power n, for nth order. So here we can take rate is R, that is equal to a concentration proportionality constant and the concentration. Concentration means we may take concentration as A to the power n. So taking log of both sides, it is, so considering this, if we plot rate versus the concentration, plot rate versus the concentration, that is log A versus rate. So it is giving a linear equation of a straight line that gives like this. These are the points. So considering this equation, log R equal to log K, that means log K is the constant value. So this is log K, and the slope anywhere, the slope will give the value of n. N means the nth order. So this is the part. If we will have two concentration terms or two rates of same kind, let us take two concentration term R1 and concentration is rate is R1 and concentration is C1, and when rate is R2, concentration is C2. Dividing this two, R1, as we know R1, that is the concentration C1 by dt. Similarly, R2 is negative C2 by dt. So, R1 by R2 is equal to minus dC1 by dt whole divided by minus dC2 by dt. So, negative negative cancels out. So, it is dC1 by dt divided by dC2 by dt, or that is directly proportional to the concentration, means it is K1 C1, it is K2 C2. So, that is why it is K1 C1 divided by K2 to concentration term. So, in that case, taking log of both sides, we can take for nth order, that means it is C1 by C2 to the power n, R1 by R2. So, taking log of both sides, log R1 by R2 is equal to n log C1 by C2, or n equal to log R1 by R2 divided by log C1 by C2. This is the equation for nth order value. This is one way of expressing this. Now, coming to integral method. Integral method of determining the order of reaction. In that case, we have already found out the integral rate equation for 0 order. Rate equal to 1 by t, sorry, k0 value 1 by t log a0 minus a. This is equation 1 for first order. K1 equal to 1 by t or 2.303 log a0 by a. For second order, like that, K2 equal to 1 by t 1 by a minus 1 by a0 . So, in this way, if we proceed, there are two types of determining this integral method. In that cases, in graphical method, if we plot all the values with concentration versus time, that will give a linear equation. So, graph first is plotting of graph. Concentration versus time give linear equation, linear plot. In that cases, for second order, we will proceed like this, concentration versus time. So the slope and the value of the intercept, that will give the value of the order of the reaction and the rate constant. Similar pattern, proceed for the second order reaction, as we will also get the values. So the intercept will give, intercept in the y axis will give the maximum concentration, that means it is the concentration of initial reactants. So, and second is graphical method. Second pattern, in that cases what happens to that, in graphical method, the concentration versus time, in all the cases that gives a straight line for concentration versus rate. Concentration versus rate, in case of zero order gives a straight line, it is for zero order. Similarly for first order, concentration versus rate gives a straight line which passes through origin. Similarly for second order, the rate versus square of the concentration, it also gives a straight line. This is the graphical method to determine the rate constant. Now third is half-life period calculation method. In that cases, we have already discussed in case of zero order and first order that the half-life period is independent of the initial concentration for zero order and same as in that case of first order. So the half-life period in case of zero order T half of zero order. Zero order reaction, that is equal to initial concentration by 2K0, or T half is directly proportional to initial concentration. Similarly, T half of first order is equal to 0.693 by K, or that is T half is directly proportional to A0. For second order, that means it is inversely proportional. So in general, the half-life period of nth order depends upon n, initial concentration to the power n by 1, or it is minus, that is equal to A0 to the power n by 1. This is 1 upon A0 to the power. So, considering the general expression for the half life period of nth order, T half of nth order, that is inversely proportional to n minus 1, or that is equal to A0 to the power 1 minus n. If we have two half life periods of the concentration, so first T half of 1, let us take it is T half of second So, dividing both the equations, T half of 1, T half of the second, it is equal to or it is equal to n minus 1. So, taking log of both sides, minus 1 log A0 or n minus 1 equal to log T half 1 by log T half 2 whole divided by log A0 2 minus A0 1, or n equal to 1 plus this quantity log T half of 1 by log T half 2 divided by log A0 2 minus A0 1, like that. So, for nth order we can calculate the log value like this. Then fourth category is isolation method. So, in all the cases we have to find out the order of the reaction of unknown order, that is nth order. So, let us take a reaction like forming or hydrogen forming 2Si. This is a reaction of this type. In that cases, it is observed that by Ostwald that if the concentration of any one is large excess than that of the other, so the concentration which are very low, that can be neglected. So either of any one of the concentration is, suppose in that cases water concentration does not vary with respect to time, after the reaction the concentration remains same. And in case of second, if hydrogen concentration is more than that of iodine, or concentration of iodine is more than that of the hydrogen, so one concentration term is neglected, so that the other can be calculated by partial elimination, partial filtration method or isolation method. This is the way to determine the order of the reaction. But it is observed that all the reactions depends upon the temperature. So the temperature plays an important role for rate of the reactions. So in that cases we have to know activation energy. So why you come across the activation energy? As we know, the reaction proceeds with the collision of the molecules. Collision of molecules means they are depending on so many number of molecules collide together. So all the molecules have different energy. Different energies, some are very less, some are very high, and some are medium. If the reaction depends upon some energy constant, that energy which is known as threshold energy, and the molecules which are having less than that of threshold energy, that may not be reacted in the reaction process. So that is why some energy is required to activate those molecules to get the threshold energy. That energy is known as activation energy. So activation energy is equal to the threshold energy minus the average energy. Average energy is due to the molecules possessed by the individual atoms or molecules, and threshold energy is the energy required to have the reactions. So that is the difference between them gives the activation energy. So this energy is coming either we enhancing the temperature or supply the light energy to the system, so that the molecules absorb that energy and get excited to have the reaction. So that is why activation energy plays an important role to get the rate of the reaction move. So even if 10 degree rise in temperature, the rate is either double fold or triple fold, or it may be more than that. So depending upon the temperature, Arrhenius proposed a reaction theory of rate kinetics. In that case, the rate constant K having a value K, rate constant having a exponential factor e to the power minus Ea by RT, where Ea is the activation energy, R is gas constant, ideal gas constant, T is absolute temperature, and A is pre-exponential factor. pre-exponential factor or it is Arrhenius factor. So now taking log of both sides, log k is equal to log a minus Ea by RT. Look at this equation, log k having a log a, that is the concentration, initial concentration, minus Ea by RT. Ea is the activation energy, RT. If you plot 1 by T versus K, log K, plotting of 1 by T log K. So we will obtain a straight line like this. Extrapolating this straight line to the axis, at that time we will get the value of log A. This is log A, and the slope anywhere, the slope is minus Ea by R. R is a gas constant, that is a fixed quantity. So the activation energy Ea equal to minus slope into R. So from the plot we can calculate the activation energy as well as the log A value, that is the initial concentration value. So now it is the value of log K and the activation energy. But if you differentiate this with respect to temperature, differentiating this equation with respect to temperature, what is d log K by dt, एक मिनट, so d log A by dt minus Ea by R t to the power minus 1 t by t. So in that case, what happens to this? It is a constant quantity, so this is 0 and it is Ea by R and value is now integrating both sides, we obtained log K from T1 to T2 minus Ea by R integration t to the power minus 2, that is T1 to T2. Here corresponding value K2 to K1. So that is equal to Ea by R 1 by T2 minus 1 by T1. This value gives the integration or integral Arrhenius equation. In that case, we can calculate the values of this in terms of, so log K2 by K1 equal to this much, or it is in the normal logarithm. So log K2 by K1 equal to Ea by 2.303 into R 1 by R, it is 1 by T2 minus 1 by T1. This expression is known as integral Arrhenius equation.